Hola. Today we're going to talk about verbs with reciprocal actions. Reciprocal just means that we're going to do something to or for each other. So we see here, if I'm going to do something for you while you do it for me, maybe we are helping each other or that kind of a thing, then we're going to need the reciprocal for that. Anytime we do things to each other or for each other, we're going to use the reciprocal. So the question becomes then, how do we show that? What is the reciprocal look like? So you're going to use what looks like the reflexive pronouns to indicate that this is happening. You'll use nos. If you use the vosotros form, you would use os, or if you're in the ustedes, ellos, or ellas form, you're going to use se in front of the conjugated verb, just like if we were doing the reflexive. And then because this happens with multiple people, we aren't going to use the may, the te, the say, the singular form of say, because everybody has to be doing it to each other. The other thing, make sure that you remember, is that both the pronoun, the nos, the os, or the se, and the verb have to match the subject. So they will always match. If I have the verb in the nosotros form, my pronoun will be in the nosotros form. If I have the verb in the ellos form, then my pronoun is going to be in the ellos form. So the subject and the verb always are going to, or sorry, the pronoun so remember that the verb always match the subject. So if my verb is in the nosotros form, then my pronoun is going to be nos. If my verb is in the ellos form, then my pronoun's going to be se. They will always match the subject. So they're always going to be in the same form. No matter what, these people have to be the same because we're doing it for each other. So the question becomes, if I'm using reflexive pronouns and I'm using them in the same way I would have used the reflexive pronouns, how do I know whether I'm talking about reflexive or reciprocal? The answer is the context will tell you. We have a couple of examples here. So we look at nos vemos en el espejo. Nos vemos en el espejo. Because we're doing this in the mirror, we're probably looking at ourselves. So we see ourselves in the mirror. Nos vemos en clase de cada día. Nos vemos en clase cada día. Because we're not looking in a mirror, this is probably reciprocal and would be translated as we see each other in class every day. So the context is going to be what tells you whether or not I'm supposed to use the reciprocal or whether it's trying to tell us that it's reflexive. Some verbs that commonly use the reciprocal. Abrazarse, to hug. When we hug, we usually hug somebody. It's not that it's impossible to hug yourself, it's just that that's not where it normally goes. Ayudarse, we frequently help other people and they often help us, so we're helping each other. Quererse, to love. If I love someone, hopefully they love me back, so that's reciprocal, and so we get to love each other. Respetarse, we find frequently that if I respect someone, they usually respect me, and therefore that's often used as reciprocal. And then contarse, cuentos or chistes, to tell each other stories or jokes. It's not that we have to tell each other, but it often happens that way. So when we use these verbs, be thinking, oh, is this going to be reciprocal? Are they doing it to each other? And when we use that reciprocal pronoun, think of it as meaning each other. The other thing is, you'll notice that I have the pronoun already attached to the back of the infinitive. The placement for these pronouns is exactly the same as if we were using reflexive pronouns. So if my verb is conjugated, I'm going to move it out in front. If my verb is not conjugated, then I can either put it in front of the conjugated verb or attach it to the back of the non-conjugated verb. The one exception to that, of course, always is positive commands. In positive commands, I have to attach it to the back, even though it's a conjugated verb. Hope that was helpful, and have a good day.